It happened so quickly that I almost laughed, convinced I had misunderstood. One ordinary Sunday afternoon in a quiet neighborhood outside Asheville, North Carolina, I was helping my best friend carry old boxes into his mother's garage when she looked at me with warm, knowing eyes, tilted her head, and casually asked when we were getting married. For a heartbeat, the world seemed to stop. My best friend froze. I stood speechless. Then she smiled as though she had been waiting years to ask that one impossible question and gently repeated, "Well, when?" In that moment, every memory I had tried to bury came rushing back, and I realized that some promises the heart makes are never truly forgotten. If you believe that kindness, hope, forgiveness, compassion, and second chances can change lives, please take a moment to like this video, leave a thoughtful comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue bringing heartfelt stories that remind us of the good still left in the world. My name is Nathan, and I had known Caleb since we were 8 years old. We grew up playing baseball in the same park, studying in the same classrooms, and dreaming about futures that looked much bigger than our small town. His mother, Grace, had always treated me as though I belonged in their family. My own parents had struggled through difficult financial times, working several jobs just to keep food on the table, and there were countless evenings when Grace quietly set another plate at dinner without making me feel like charity. She celebrated my birthdays, attended my school events, and encouraged me when I doubted myself. Their house became the place where I learned what steady love looked like. There was another reason I found myself visiting that house so often. Grace's niece, Rebecca, had moved in after losing both of her parents in a car accident during her teenage years. She was kind without trying to impress anyone, strong without pretending life had been easy, and always seemed able to notice people who felt invisible. We became close over the years, but life had a way of pulling people onto different roads before they ever admitted what they truly felt. After college, I accepted a construction management job in Tennessee while Rebecca stayed in North Carolina to help care for Grace, whose health had slowly begun to decline. We kept in touch less often than either of us intended, convincing ourselves there would always be more time. The years passed quietly until Caleb called one winter evening and explained that Grace's arthritis had become much worse. Without thinking twice, I asked my employer for extended leave and drove back home. It felt natural to repair broken fences, repaint the porch, organize medical appointments, and handle the endless chores Grace could no longer manage. I never considered it a sacrifice because I still remembered every meal she had shared with me when I had almost nothing. Rebecca and I worked side by side every day, laughing over small mistakes, encouraging each other through exhausting afternoons, and slowly discovering that the friendship we once shared had quietly grown into something much deeper. Still, neither of us spoke about it. Rebecca worried that caring for Grace left little room for dreams of her own. I feared that confessing my feelings might damage the precious family bond we already had. Instead, we continued serving others, believing silence was somehow the safer choice. Yet every sunrise seemed to reveal another reason why life was too short for unspoken truths. Then came that unforgettable Sunday. After moving the final box into the garage, Grace invited us to sit together on the porch where the mountains glowed beneath the evening light. She looked at Rebecca, then at me, and smiled with remarkable peace. Her unexpected question caught us completely off guard, but her eyes were filled not with pressure, only with hope. She explained that she had spent years watching two people put everyone else's happiness ahead of their own. She believed that love built on patience, friendship, sacrifice, and faith deserved the courage to be spoken aloud before another year slipped away. Something inside me finally broke free. I admitted that I had loved Rebecca for longer than I could remember, not because life was perfect with her, but because every difficult season became lighter when she was beside me. Rebecca's eyes filled with tears as she confessed she had been waiting for me to find the same courage. Caleb laughed until he could barely breathe, teasing us for wasting so many years pretending not to notice what everyone else had seen all along. Grace simply closed her eyes for a moment, grateful that the family she had quietly held together was becoming even stronger. The following spring, our wedding took place in the small church where Grace had volunteered for decades. There were no extravagant decorations or expensive celebrations. Friends cooked the food, neighbors decorated the hall with fresh flowers from their gardens, and children ran across the grass while grandparents smiled from folding chairs. It wasn't wealth that made the day unforgettable. It was the countless acts of kindness that had carried each of us through life's hardest moments until we reached that beautiful beginning together. Years later, Grace often said that families are not built only through blood but through compassion shown consistently over time. Looking back, I understand exactly what she meant. The greatest gift she ever gave me was never a meal, a place to stay, or even that unforgettable question. It was the belief that ordinary people can create extraordinary lives simply by choosing love over fear, generosity over pride, and hope over regret. Before this story comes to its close, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment telling us about someone whose kindness changed the direction of your life. Your story may become the encouragement that another viewer desperately needs today. And if this journey touched your heart, reminded you of someone you love, or gave you hope that beautiful endings can still happen, please support the video with a like, share it with family and friends, and subscribe for more heartfelt stories that celebrate faith, forgiveness, resilience, and the quiet miracles that often begin with one simple act of kindness. Sometimes the most life-changing question is not asked at the perfect moment. It is asked exactly when two hearts are finally ready to answer.